going to show you a quick video on how to set up an external MIDI instrument. So here we go. Here's my mono station, which is connected to the Force, and it's got the audio coming in here at the back, and then also the MIDI cable there, that yellow one, is going here, and it's coming from the out of the Force into the in of the circuit. So if we just pop into mixer mode, you can see how the tracks are set up as well. So we've got an audio track and a MIDI track next to each other, and both those things are the mono station. So to get the audio coming through the Force, what we need to do is we need to hit the input output button here, and then you'll see what happens is you can choose your input. So we've got that on input 1 because that's where it's coming in. And then there's this other button underneath it, which we can press, which goes to a lit speaker, auto, or a dark speaker. So dark speaker means no sound, lit speaker means there's sound coming through. So now if I just hit a key on the mono station now, you'll hear the sound coming through, and also you'll be able to see the sound coming through the Force there. Now, obviously, if we just wanted to use the mono station on its own, we could use the sync function from the Akai to just make that pattern work on its own, and we might not need to program. We could just use the programs within the mono station. However, what we can do is we can set up a MIDI track like I've done here. And again, if we just go onto the inputs and outputs, you can see there the MIDI track doesn't have any inputs and outputs, and that's because it's controlled in the master settings. So if we just jump into the master settings and then hit the cog, when we hit the sync menu here, you'll see that you've got a bunch of MIDI stuff there, and you just set it to MIDI out A. That's fine, because that's the only MIDI port on there, and it's just going to go straight into the mono station, and that will send the time code and also send MIDI messages to the mono station. So just come back out of there again, and now what we need to do is we need to go into the MIDI track, and what we can do here is we can go into note mode, and now when I play a note on the Force, it's actually the mono station. You can see that lighting up there. So if we put the arpeggiator on, it still works, but it's actually the mono station that's working. Like that. So what I've done, I've just quickly set up a track which has that rhythm that I've just programmed there, just to show you. It is the mono station that's playing back. Now the cool thing, of course, is that we could put in effects onto that as well. So if I just double click on here, we can put in, let's put in a modulation effect. Let's put a flanger, oh, fuzz wah, there we go, that'll do. So you can hear that mono station is being affected. And of course we can bring in other tracks over the top. And they'll be in time, even though that's a plug-in track. So there you go, MIDI basics.